seems to be there's two major areas of expenditure for the county. One is social safety net, the other is government economic development. So do you think, obviously it would be incredibly destructive to pull out that social safety net from underneath that committee, but it sounds to me like if we stop doing these government economic development programs, we could really cut taxes and then start to have that organic economic growth that made the city great back in the earlier times we were discussing.
I think that's right, and let's not stand in the way of people who want to build and produce.
Now, Cleveland used to be, I believe, it was the fifth largest city from a population standpoint in the country. You know, we had Standard Oil founded here in Cleveland. There's, you look at so many buildings, some of them that Rockefeller actually that play in building. I think of the Arcade, for example, just absolutely stunning, beautiful building. And you can tell we still have the remnants of so much of the wealth that existed then. So what happened? What accounted for Cleveland being the great city that it was, and now finding ourselves in the problems that we have today economically?
Yeah, it's interesting, and the other fact that's interesting is that Terminal Tower was the tallest building in the world outside Manhattan from 1930 until 1967. You know, a symbol of greatness. But the you know, cities and even civilizations have their ups and downs. They rise and decay, and sometimes rise again. I think one of the best explanations for that, there are a lot of partial explanations, but Henry George, writing a century and a quarter ago in The Law of Human Progress, wrote that the main factor determining whether a civilization is advancing is how much of the energy that people have. People have limited energy, and they can use it all for production, for producing wealth, for making society better, or they can use it for trying to take wealth from other people through outright robbery, which is very inefficient and very disastrous to the community, or through turning to government to get special favors. He called them privileges. Today the term would be rent-seeking. Mm-hmm. But if you can get a monopoly from government, get politicians to give you special favors, you're taking it, you're using the energy, and a lot of very bright, intelligent, hard-working people, if they have a chance, devote themselves to taking from other people via government rather than producing. And if you have a high proportion of that activity, then the civilization is going to decline. If you have a high proportion of people who are working to produce and build, then the civilization is going to advance. And I think once a community starts to decay, then it's very easy for it to become like a barrel of crabs, where if one person starts to get ahead, everyone else pulls him back down again into the barrel. And it's very difficult to break that mold and to turn it back into a truly productive society again. Is that we have to rely a lot less on government, and the easiest way to do that, of course, is to cut taxes and cut regulations and set people free and make it easy to attract entrepreneurial people in and make the community pleasant